Hello and welcome. Today we are going to talk about success. At the end of this video, you will understand top 5 rules of success, what it means to you, what it provides, and how to leverage this rules to your advantage. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around and by the end of this video it will all be worth your time. What is success? We all want success. We want to be successful and feel successful. We chase money, fame, power, education, relationships and 1,000 other things without ever stopping to ask one essential question. What, actually, is success? Few people pause to consider what it truly means to achieve success in their own lives. As Jim Rohn said, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. According to Wikipedia, success is the state or condition of meeting a defined range of expectations. It may be viewed as the opposite of failure. The criteria for success depend on context and may be relative to a particular observer or belief system. Success, therefore, is safe to say depends on who you are. To a high school kid, success means getting grade A. To a business owner, it may mean getting 30% return on investment. No two wise men would define success the same way, yet failure is always the same. Man's disability to reach his goal. If you don't define success, someone else will define it for you. What mountain are you climbing? Is it the right one? Or are you going to reach the summit and see your mountain off in the distance? Start on the right path today. Rule number 1. Have a vision and a plan. They say an idiot with a plan can beat a genius without a plan. Why have a plan, you ask? What's the point of one? Well, think of it this way, would you build a house without a plan? Chances are probably not. It seems silly to even think of building a house without the proper plans, so why do it with life? Many people don't see the value of having a plan, but we must embrace the benefits of properly planning your projects. It's the foundation to success, and without the foundation your vision is just but a dream. A plan helps you define the roadmap of your vision, defines the key roles of external resources, and foresee any calculated challenges. Of course there will be some surprises that pop up, but planning for any mishaps will help you with a disaster recovery action plan. Take your time planning. When you're developing your plan, take your time, do not rush it. Think about it. And I mean really think about everything and everyone involved. Consider time and effort from employees, contractors, clients, the target audience, environment, etc. It's important not to rush through any stages and do your research. Every project you tackle should have a strategic plan. Some projects may be more comprehensive and sophisticated, and some plans may be simple and short. The point is, the plan will help you meet your goals and project objectives. Remember, it's important to have a plan, and always consider why a plan is important. Rule number 2. Learn to ask. You can't do it all alone. Learn when and how to ask for help. Statistically, there is no new idea in the world we live in today. You will realize that whatever you want to do or succeed in, someone had done it before. It's easy for people to trap themselves into shouldering every responsibility that comes their way. Some workplaces encourage this way of thinking, and countless bosses and superiors make their living inspiring people to face their struggles with equal parts ambition and stoic determination. Independent-minded people have a tendency to take responsibility for everything life throws their way. The old adage, if you want it done right, you've got to do it yourself, is a powerful and useful piece of advice for many aspects of people's personal and professional worlds. However, there will come a time when you can't do it yourself. Someday. Sometime. You will be forced to choose between two perfectly viable paths, each of which excludes the other and forces you to delegate something important to someone else. The most successful leaders in history have always been those who knew how to predict when these situations would occur and who were unashamed to ask for help when they did. It turns out that asking for help is a critical skill that can not only improve the outcomes of important life decisions, but also foster deeper relationships with others. Learning how to ask for help might be one of the most important things you can do, not just from a business standpoint, but as a human being. Why asking for help is so important? It is tempting to believe that you can do everything by yourself. Many people tell themselves things like, if I only had more money, more power, more connections, I could truly achieve my goals. This way of thinking doesn't quite pan out in the long run. That's because there are new goals waiting just beyond whatever today's goals are. There's always a second mountain to climb, and choosing to do it alone forces you to spend more time and energy than necessary. Conserving time and energy is important because you only have so much of it. Do not reinvent the wheel. As mortal, fallible human beings, we are forced to choose our own path through life, even if we don't necessarily want to. Something Sartre called radical freedom. But there is no need to make those choices alone, and no need to pursue your ultimate goals alone. Asking for help does more than allow you to get things done efficiently, it also lays the foundation for meaningful relationships with the people who will motivate you to do those things in the first place. Just remember the first rule of asking for help. Do your part first. Rule number 3. Start now. Start where you are. Start with fear. Start with pain. Start with doubt. Start with hands shaking. Start with voice trembling, but start. Start and don't stop. Start where you are, with what you have. Just start. There is no better time than now. Think about this. If you found out now that 3 years is all you've got left to live, what would you do differently? How would you use your time? Would you use it blaming the government, poor policies and other factors as to why you have failed, or would you step up and make every hour count? If you want to summarize the habits of successful people into one phrase, it's this. Successful people start before they feel ready. Reality hits hard if we realize how fast time passes by. If you're working on something important, then you'll never feel ready. If you are left with the engineers, no car would ever leave the assembly line. A side effect of doing challenging work is that you're pulled by excitement and pushed by confusion at the same time. You're bound to feel uncertain, unprepared, and unqualified. But let me assure you of this. What you have right now is enough. You can plan, delay, and revise all you want, but trust me, what you have now is enough to start. It doesn't matter if you're trying to start a business, lose weight, write a book, or achieve any number of goals. Who you are, what you have, and what you know right now is good enough to get going. Time will pass anyway, you might as well just use it. The choices you make today will determine who you are tomorrow. Rule number 4. There is no easy way to success. If you are traveling to success and intends to reach your destination, you cannot escape the route of hard work. There is no elevator to success. You've got to take the stairs. No matter what route you take to success, hard work is always in the menu. I know you may be wondering what really is hard work. Hard work, I've come to believe through experience and research, is both what we physically exert and mentally, a state of mind. Think about it. Unless you've under duress or strict direction, why would you work hard? Well, you'd work hard for something you believe in. You'd work hard for something you've thought and planned for that will lead you to happiness, success, or a well-being. Here's the point. No one gets to define hard work for anyone else. Just like success, you define hard work for yourself. Your definition of hard work should support your definition of success. It should be noted with a lot of concern that being busy all the time does not mean you are working hard. According to Pareto principle, 80% of your results will come from 20% of your effort. Evaluate yourself in business and determine what contributes to 80% of your results. This way, you know what to do more and what to do less of. Rule number 5. Be grateful for what you have, even when it isn't easy. So many of us worry. Life moves quickly, and a lot of the time it may feel like we can barely keep up. The daily changes and sweeping calendars leave our heads buzzing with thoughts and feelings of concern on practically a minute-by-minute basis. Sometimes it's the day-to-day stuff like, did I remember to lock the door before I left the apartment? Or did I forget to turn off the coffee pot before work this morning? Other times, it's a bit more dense. Thoughts more along the lines of, am I losing myself in the chaos of adulthood? Or how am I going to be able to manage all of my flaws? Sometimes, we don't even know what exactly we're worrying about. Sometimes, we just feel it swimming under our skin. But despite all the feelings of failure, feelings of discomfort, feelings of just not being enough, we have a power in us. Something greater than all the obstacles in our way. In the face of our fears and obstacles, we have the power to try to look towards something lighter. Call it the law of attraction, call it prayer, call it blind faith, call it whatever you want, it all boils down to one thing: positivity. The more life you breathe into the things that make you happy, the more you'll find those kinds of things will head your way. Worrying is a part of life. It's an inevitable fact, and sometimes it's something we simply can't control. We're only human, after all. But we don't do ourselves any favors when we pour all of our soul into our concerns. It's a hard cycle to avoid. But when things get tough, which can be often, try to find things to be thankful for. Try to start small. Try thinking about little things we have to be thankful for, things that may not seemingly have anything to do with whatever the current situation you're facing is. Maybe you have a pantry full of food at home. Maybe you're just able to pay your bills. Then try move on to something a little bigger. Think about how thankful you are to have certain special people in your life. Or maybe how lucky you are to have a job in an economy like the one we're in. And after that, take it one step further. Try and make that feeling of gratitude even bigger. Give thanks for the fact that you have an able body and an active mind. Give thanks for the fact that you're healthy. And then comes the hardest part of all, trying to be gracious and full of gratitude for whatever experience you're handed, whether it be pleasant or not. Do your best to be thankful that whatever you're going through is serving some sort of purpose. Maybe that purpose is a bit bigger than you can recognize, at least in the present moment. But every little misstep, slip up, or mistake is leading you down a path that will serve your future self in some way. Whether that's to help you grow, to help you move on, or to help you avoid making the same mistake twice. The more time you take to think about all the things you have to be thankful for, the less space your obstacles may seem to take up. Our challenges become vastly less intimidating when we realize all the good we have on our side. Positivity and light is there, waiting to be realized in every circumstance we come across. It's up to us whether or not we choose to seek it out and live by it. And when you take the time to count your blessings, even in the darkest of places, that little bit of light becomes your guide to whatever point is next on your journey. If you liked the video, please leave a like, a comment and subscribe, it means a lot to us. Until next time, take care.